Tom Cruise absolutely flipped his lid, and I have a few things to say about it. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. And what happens when you are a consumer advocate? Well, you tend to stick up for the little guy, and you tend to have this less than elitist sort of view on the entire world. Oh, I've got the riding crop. I do. Who's getting it? Will it be Tom Cruise? Will it be the people he railed on? We don't know yet. We'll just have to listen to this leaked audio from The Sun and talk about it as we go. Tom Cruise is working on a Mission Impossible film over in the UK, and that's not lined up right, because of course it isn't. And he ended up at the crew who got too close. He is railing on crew members who are not following guidelines set in place for the great cough toilet paper shortage of 2020, as we refer to it, to avoid the censors, basically, to avoid any, because that's not what this is about. This isn't about debating one way or another. This is about what I think Tom Cruise should have done differently or correctly in this situation, depending on which part of this I'm going to comment on. So now we got to get into this. Listen to the audio. This is a Sun UK exclusive. Is it UK? Who knows? Let's take a listen.
You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us, because they believe in us and what we're doing.
I don't believe in Hollywood anymore and what you're doing, but I am in full support. And when I rail on Hollywood, it is never intended to be a dig at, your grips, your script supervisors, your any of these people who are just trying to be in the entertainment industry as an entertainer, as a passion. And I know plenty of people in the entertainment industry who work from everything from hair and makeup to all the way up. Those people should not have consequences for the elites that decide to run and preach and insert all of these ideals in these films that are just designed to preach to us. And that's part of why I do what I do here, because when the movie industry doesn't do better, you're letting all of your employees down, you're collapsing the box offices, you're driving, and that's all before the great, cough toilet paper shortage of 2020. When they would do and preach and put all of these agendas into films, just to what? Decide that they're holier than thou just because they're a bunch of Islamophobes in the very, very high, and I'm talking like executive level stuff, right? When I do talk about Hollywood, we're talking about billionaire level, executive level people. But let's just keep listening.
On the phone with every studio at night, insurance companies, producers, and they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs. All right, here we go. Got the riding crop. Here it is. Here is where we get this Hollywood elite attitude. Your heart's in the right place and you kind of get it, but you sound like your head is up your own backside and your own patootie. No. It is not because you employ people, Tom. It is not because of that. It is because we want entertainment. All right, he's going off on them for unrelated things. So maybe I should scold him for the thing he's actually going off on them for. Or maybe he doesn't deserve it at all. Let's hear. I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone.
Let's read the article here. He's
talking about, well, like we know, the protocols looks like they weren't distanced enough. I thought it was about them wearing a covering over their face. Whatever your policy is a little unrelated to what I'm ranting on here. So that's not really what I'm talking about. I am talking about treating people in a professional manner and not thinking you are so holier than thou, that you are not so elite king of the universe, and we should be thankful for you for our crumbs. That's how this comes off. And it's the same for every single person who likes to do the shaming, no matter what they're shaming people for. Oh, you need to do this or else because re and wah. Because what's that going to create? That's going to create a rebellion. Whether it be, oh, you're going to like this character or you're an ist, or you're going to wear this thing or you're a re. Whether it be any of that, no matter what your intentions are, you're only going to create this negative cycle of rebellion. Because you think you're holier than thou, Tom Cruise. Like you are the God savior of the freaking universe. You can treat people, you can take these employees in private and say, hey, we're here because we all need to work, we need to eat, we want to comply with these guidelines as best we can. You can treat people with a little bit more dignity than that. You can treat people, because whatever they believe, you can't control everybody into submission like this. You cannot force and shame, because what's going to happen? You're going to have a few people who just go and they put their head down like the good little sheep that they are.
What do you want? When do you want it?
But the rest of us are going to rebel, complain, not do exactly, just because you treated us like crap. And people really, we need to learn this as a species, or else we will never end up going back into the crop circle fields to wait for the aliens to land.
Are they harbingers of world change?
And that's not what the aliens were talking about when they said unite the world like that. That's exactly the opposite. But what else can you do at this point when the world is crazy and everybody is crazy?
Anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too, and you too, and you. Don't you ever do it again. You can tell it to the people that are losing their homes because our industry is shut down.
Right here is where he gets just a little bit of spark of realism here, but it comes off so holier than thou before. You're exactly right. This is what you really need to pay attention to, Hollywood. This is what you really need to learn, and learn this in the future. You know, if the cough wasn't even related, right? This is what you need to pay attention to, Hollywood. People are losing their livelihoods because you produce crap that people don't want. And that trickles down into everything. That trickles down into the toys selling for things like Star Wars or not selling. This is where I go a little woo. We are all interconnected in a way that I guess most humanity can't possibly understand. And they don't realize going through their day-to-day lives. It is this giant butterfly effect of everything. You know, if somebody gets fired off a movie, then he's going to not have work. And it's not just for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every action, there is some sort of domino trickle down, something that will affect it to somewhere else. Somewhere somebody's seeing a Twitter thread where people are going and flipping their crap and flipping their shit over nothing. And then they're going to react to that and think about what was said, and they're going to see that. And that's going to affect change, right? Listen to this for the future. You know, it's a good advice for all of us. I need to listen to that a little bit more too.
It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education. That's what I sleep with every night.
No wonder he has a holier-than-thou attitude. He's thinking that he's the God Savior of all the universe.
That's what I sleep with every night.
I wonder how many heads of companies. Now this is where I'm starting to have a little bit of a realization here. I wonder how many of these heads of companies start to develop, because as a producer, you know, on one of these films, or a head of a production company, let's say, or something like a Lucasfilm or a Disney, something like that. How many of these people do actually sort of get that they are responsible for the lives of every single person on all the way down to the production, including people who sell the DVDs at Walmart or manufacture them? And there aren't really that many DVD manufacturers anymore, let's be honest. I wonder how many of these producers actually will hear that and snap with this delusion of grandeur that they are the God Savior universe of everything in the entire creation of everything, right? That's what it feels like now. I wonder how many of these people do. I just kind of realized that you know, if you do think about it overnight and you are aware of everything that you do and every action that you have. I'm blissfully unaware. I kind of figure that I'm watching, like, and for somebody like me, I'm completely unaware. I kind of figure that, you know, maybe a few hundred people are out there watching. And hello, thank you so much. And if you're brand new, please like, subscribe, share. I really, really appreciate it. I kind of forget that what I say, people might hear or repeat back or maybe misinterpret from time to time. But I cannot imagine having that kind of impact on people's lives. It must drive you nuts. It must drive you to this point of narcissistic elitism where, and here now I'm trying to have some sympathy for these people that I've been railing on for years and years. They must really not be able to process the responsibility of a lot of this, or they might not understand that they have that responsibility. Wow. All right, let's continue.
The future of this industry. So I'm sorry, I'm beyond your apologies.
I'm beyond your apologies. There it is. There's the narcissism. So for the future of the industry, he genuinely seems to care. But yeah, this seems a little.
Told you, and now I want it. And if you don't do it, you're out. We are not shutting this movie down.
I cannot imagine how infuriating that is to finally go to your place of employment after being shut down. And you finally are able to come back, and then some jackhole screws it up for you by spread. Yeah, that's what I can see. And remember when the Batman got shut down due to the great toilet paper shortage of 2020? Remember when that film got shut down, and we were hearing rumors that people were absolutely livid with Robert Pattinson, and that it might be enough for them to consider recasting even, or just scrapping the movie entirely. When you figure how much money these productions lose every single day that they're shut down. Look at the Bond film, for example. It lost an exorbitant amount of money being delayed. Wonder Woman's going to lose money being delayed so much. And those were finished. Those were completely, that's just finished movies that was on the back end already done. These movies are still filming. These movies are still, because you still have to pay for your insurance, for your production. You still have to pay all of these things. And I'm sure you have to rent set locations. You have to rent vehicles, costumes, and you have to keep extending or rearranging. I couldn't even imagine going in and having to readjust just to have something shut down for a few weeks when you only have a location for that single day. I cannot imagine how stressful that is. Like I keep saying, we've all snapped. We're all kind of crazy because of this. And a lot of the time, we're just unaware that absolutely everybody is going under and going through. Yeah, going under. We're all going under. That's a good word for it. Everybody is going through this giant stress of society and the world changing. And it is really, really hard for all of us to take into consideration how other people might be feeling in this. Tom Cruise, treat people better.
Is it understood? If I see it again, you're going, and so are you. So you're going to cost him his job. And I see it on the set, you're going, and you're going.
He should have done this in private. He really, really should have taken them aside, gone in private, said, hey, here's the situation. I think if people understood in a more calm manner, but that's not what happens. Like I said, because we've all snapped and we're all kind of angry and on edge.
That's it. Am I clear? Do you understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that you have?
I don't think a lot of us do. I don't think a lot of us understand any of it.
Because I will deal with your reason. And if you can't be reasonable, and I can't deal with your logic, you're fired.
See, at least he starts to calm down. But yeah, you should have really, really not.
That's it. That is it.
Shouldn't have railed on him. Really shouldn't have railed on him.
I trust you guys to be here.
It's almost like a dad thing where you finally get your dad to flip out and yell at you, and he's never done that before, and you get so scared that you realize, oh yeah, this is serious, and then that's almost how it feels now that I've seen the whole entire thing. But as we were going, it came off as very narcissistic. It came off as very egotistical. It came off as very elite, holier than thou. Oh, and I still think you got to treat people a little bit better if you want them to do what you want them to do. And this shaming, this yelling, this stuff in society, not going to cut it. I don't like it. And I don't like that I laugh when I see it happen on YouTube videos. I don't. And that's something I'm working on because I don't like that part. Yeah, Tom Cruise, be a little bit nicer to people. Be the Tom Cruise you were in the end of this for the whole thing. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
Those who abuse power are not going to have a change of behavior out of the goodness of their hearts. They are motivated by self-interest, and they will only change their behavior if they have to worry they will lose what they care about.